Hi, I'm Amy.
And I'm Abby.
And this is the AA meeting. Abby, does something feel weird to you?
Yeah, I kind of feel a bit off.
A bit different?
Yeah.
Welcome to my up home. I'm Lou Shorty, these my hoes. This is how we run this shit. Piss Olympics, let's go.
Welcome back.
Yes, welcome everyone.
Episode number 10.
I know, and I know we do that every week saying, wow, look at this episode. But wow.
Double digits.
Number 10.
Double digits.
If I'm being honest, I didn't know if we were going to make it this far.
Me neither. I was actually surprised that we got episode number 1 up.
Yeah, me too, with all the technical difficulties. But no, we're doing well, going strong.
Loving it, having a good time.
Yeah, really grateful for everyone that's been listening and watching in and getting in contact with us, and excited to see what happens.
Woohoo.
Oh, yes.
So aside from our 10th podcast, how's your week been, Abby?
You know what? I have actually had a great week.
I'm so glad to hear that.
Apart from this morning.
Oh, tell us about it.
So all night last night when I was asleep, I kept waking up and I felt like things were crawling on my skin.
Right.
And it was to the point where I was like, oh my gosh, there's like something on me. And then it got to the point where I was like, there's something under my skin.
Oh.
And I honestly woke up this morning saying, my parents are going to have to check me into an insane asylum. Like, I am literally going insane.
Oh, no.
Anyway.
Oh, no.
I think everyone can relate that you like having some snacks in bed, I guess.
Yeah, yes. Snacky
so
snacks.
I like pulled down my sheets and everything and just ants everywhere.
That's disgusting.
Not just in my bed, my entire room covered in ants.
From the snacks?
I don't know. Because they were
How many snacks? How hungry are you?
I like to snack while I'm watching things in bed.
Fair enough.
Anyway, so I literally was terrified for my life. Anyway, we actually have some big storms coming the next few days, and they were all coming in from the window after my mom and I literally pulled my entire room apart. There's no bed in my room right now. Like, it's gone. It's in the hallway. So I think they were coming in through the window, maybe because of the storm, maybe because of the snacks. I don't know, but
bit of both.
I thought I was insane, more insane than I already am.
That is terrible.
Yeah. Anyway, so how was your week?
I'm so sorry to hear that. I also had something pretty awful happen to me this week.
Right.
We're all friends here, so that's why I'm sharing this on the internet. I really don't.
It's a little bit TMI.
A little bit TMI. And I've mentioned, like, the past few episodes, I've just had like a different illness every week for the past few weeks. Which I've been telling you about. So I feel like I might as well share this too. So last week I said how I had tonsillitis, but I'd like pretty much gotten over it by the time that we recorded. Anyway, it turns out I'm allergic to the medication he put me on for tonsillitis. Broke out into a full head to toe rash. You've never seen anything like it. I looked like a mutant. And it was like raised. It was all over my face, like my entire body. It was awful.
Oh no, like swollen, like infection.
Yeah. It wasn't itchy, but it was like hot, like burning. And it was like hot weather this week. I like couldn't go in the sun for a few days, and like I tried to go to the gym one day, and it was like burning my skin, like, and it all like flame. Anyway, it's really awful, but I'm much better now. So that's the bad thing that happened to me this week. I also have one other thing that I wanted to talk about.
What is it?
I have some big news this week, actually.
Oh wow.
Turns out half of the AA meeting, the second day, because Abby's the first day, is officially off the market this week.
Whoa! So do you want to just give a little explanation of what that means?
Well, you know what it means.
Okay.
But I just want to like give a little shout out to all the creepy old men in my Instagram direct messages. You are going to have to take your business elsewhere. Abby's DMs are always open.
I'm open. Come at me this way. So I think what you're asking is no more creepy DMs.
Please. Well, please.
They're kind of fun.
A little later, I'm going to tell you about a crazy DM I had this week.
Ooh. So keep watching and listening.
If you're watching, I'm not replying because I now can't, but also I wouldn't have because it's really scary.
Maybe one day we can have a friends podcast.
Don't say that because he will. He said that 15 times. Okay. When am I going on the podcast?
You'll only get invited on the podcast. Something that's going to bring something to the podcast.
That's fair enough.
Like, we're not just going to have
I know several people who would argue that they have plenty of things to bring to the podcast.
I would agree with that. Give us some suggestions of who you'd like to see on the podcast. We do have some ideas of who we would like to bring on one day in the future. Not anywhere kind of now, like in a bit, I think.
Anyway, aside from all of that, we had a big night out this week, Abby.
Yes, well,
this weekend.
Of course we did. We always do.
It's
a Saturday night. What are you supposed to do on a Saturday night?
Yep, fair enough. So it was supposed to be dinner and drinks.
I think the quote that we did use was a quiet one.
It's always the way, isn't it? When you say it's going to be a chill one, it's never a chill one.
Especially when I say it.
Yeah.
I'm always like, no, don't worry. It's going to be a quiet one. You best believe it's not going to be a quiet one.
We got home at 6 a.m. For reasons that you'll understand in a second, though.
Okay, so what did we do on this fine Saturday night?
So we decided we were going to go to Burleigh and have just a couple of drinks, maybe some dinner.
We had a dinner reservation. Like it was supposed to be a dinner thing.
Yeah, I
even drove to control myself.
So we ended up... first we tried to go to Burleigh Pavilion.
Yeah.
They were charging an entry fee.
Yeah.
Which
is illegal.
We don't pay entry, thank you. Even though last week we were like... Anyway, so then we paid $20 to get into bedroom.
Yeah. And then wait for the rest of the story. But anyway, we weren't paying entry to Burleigh.
No, we weren't paying entry.
No.
So we decided... Because there are so many bars in Burleigh anyway. Yeah. We were like, we can go somewhere else for free.
Exactly.
So we ended up going to this place called Pink Monkey, which is kind of new, isn't it?
It's been there for a bit, but it's kind of been like reinvented. Like over the last year, it's kind of become cool, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we decided to go there.
But like before our dinner.
Yeah. We walked in and like the Gold Coast is pretty small. So there were like a lot of people there that we knew or whatever. A lot of people I went to school with were there. So I was over the other side of the bar talking to one of my friends that I went to school with. Abby was standing over the other side of the bar. It's one of those ones where like the
bar's like an island in the middle.
Yeah. So people are all the way around. Anyway, I walked back over to Abby. Little did I know, she's ordered 2 cocktails, the strongest ones she could find on the menu.
I was looking at the menu and I was like, which one will be worth the money?
Yeah.
So which one's got more bang for my buck? I found a cocktail, the iced tea cocktails is the ones that like get you. This one had 5 different kinds of alcohol. 5. So it had 5 standards in it. And I know we were just getting dinner and drinks, but I was like, this is worth it.
Well, I was telling Dad and he was like, to be fair, they probably only put half shots of each.
Well,
but still,
even if that's half, then that's like
2.5 standards.
3 standards.
Yeah. Anyway, so we got some of them. We'll have a little drink. And then we decided to go to our dinner reservation.
Yeah.
We went to Justin's Lane.
Yeah.
Which is like a nice like pizza place in
Italian
Burleigh.
Bar and restaurant.
And we were sitting there and we were just having a little chat. And we were like, okay, so because we hadn't decided when we're leaving the Gold Coast yet or anything.
Yeah.
So we were talking about like when we're going to leave and like what our plan is for the next week and whatever. And so it turns out that this was our last weekend on the Gold Coast.
This is our last hoo-ha-ha.
Yeah.
On the Goldie.
So
the last hurrah, the last dance.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to you, Michael Jordan. Yeah. So
it had to be a big one.
Yeah. You know us. We did kind of look at each other and said, go hard or go home.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely went hard before we went home.
We weren't home for a long time. So we decided to go because Abby had driven. Abby drove to my house because I'm a bit closer to Surface than she is.
Mm-hmm.
And then well, we had like dinner and stuff in the meantime. Like it was all safe.
And
Abby's
a cocktail jug as well. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Abby's on her opens, so it was okay.
I'm allowed to drunk drive. I'm kidding.
You're going to get us taken down from everywhere.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, so we went back to my house, got ourselves organised, whatever.
Yeah, prees, whatever.
My brother drove us into Surfers.
Cavill Ave, part 2. Here we go.
We're back, standing right near Betty, looking at the doors, going, how'd we get here?
Yeah. But never felt more at home.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But we were like, we always go to bedroom.
Yeah.
Always.
And we were kind of standing there saying, we thought if we just went into Betty, it'd probably be the same as last time.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to like throw a bit of a spanner in the works.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So right next to Betty, there's a place called Havana, which is like an R&B club. At the same time, we don't really want to pay entry if we don't know that we're going to have a good time in there.
Yeah, exactly. And then we would be in there and be going, we wish we were our bedroom.
Yeah, exactly. And we caught up with my friend Bacon, Brayden, who I know is watching this. So, hi Bacon, how are you? But he tagged along with us. We went into Havana. Didn't know how much entry was going to be or anything. And then the lady on the door was like, because I asked her how much entry was, and she was like, look, it's $20, but we do a deal where if you pay $35, you'll get entry into Havana, bedroom, and Sin City, because they're all owned by like the same people or company or whatever. Anyway, so we were like, we might as well pay the $35, because if we don't like Havana, then we can go back to bedroom that we know and love.
Yeah, exactly.
Or even try Sin City, maybe give it a shot.
Yeah, exactly.
So we got these like bright yellow wristbands.
Yeah, they have these like.
You still have yours on.
That's really gross.
That's so.
I've
gross.
showered twice since going out.
Today's Monday, just so you all know.
So they gave us this wristband. If you're listening, I'm still wearing it.
She just loves bedroom that much. I'm taking another sip of my juice.
I love one too. The night has just begun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Going to Havana. Interesting place, I will say.
Yeah. Interesting's a good word for it, I think.
Yeah, I would definitely just call it interesting. So this place, what were the girls wearing? The other girls?
Very little.
And honestly, half of them were wearing sweatpants and
was
bikini tops.
Like not a lot of clothes, but not clubbing clothes, you know? And like especially on the Gold Coast, like it's like what the party central of Australia or whatever.
Girls dress up and
you see all these girls walking around in like stilettos and tight little dresses and whatever. But there were people in like trackies.
Yeah, in sweats and a bikini top. And you know what? I felt like we were fresh out of a 2000s music video. Like Sean Kingston was singing Beautiful Girls and like we were all in like the music video like dancing.
That's what it felt like.
It was such a weird vibe.
Yeah, it was just like it was girls like that and then like Eshays.
Yeah.
And then us.
With they got their bum bags, their hats, their sunnies. They were wearing sunnies and just standing there. And we were just like, oh God. Good music, but we don't belong here. No. Like we belong back in Betty.
Yeah.
So safe to say we weren't there for very long. And we just went straight to Betty.
Yeah.
So with these wristbands, we got express entry. So the line would have been over an hour. So we got to go straight in. Mm-hmm. What's interesting is that the security guard did recognize me from 2 weekends ago.
It was the same one that kicked us out of the VIP area and yelled at us for sliding.
And so he said to me, he was like, oh, like, I know you. And I was like, huh? Or he said like, I recognize you or something. And I was like, huh? Because he had my ID. And he goes, you were here not long ago. And I was like, oh yeah, like 2 weekends ago. He was like, yeah, you and all your friends. And I was like, what?
It's two of us. So.
I was like, yeah, I was with Amy. What do you mean all my friends? Anyway, he was like, it just clicked. And I was like, yep. He was the one that kicked us out of the VIP section because I was trying to bring all my friends into the VIP section. So that was fun to be recognised as a regular.
So funny.
I know.
I was like, yeah, fair enough. If it's going to be anywhere, it's Betty that people would remember us.
Yeah, exactly. So in Betty was great.
Mm-hmm, it was.
It was great.
Mm-hmm, exactly what we needed after that weird experience we had in Havana.
Yeah, completely agreed. Because we had these wristbands, we were just like, why don't we check out Sin City, see what's happening,
see what's going on.
We have express entry. We can come back into any place we want.
Yeah.
Went to Sin City.
Dead.
There's a reason we don't go there.
Yeah, it was like 2:30 in the morning or something, but bedroom was still packed.
Yeah.
And so we just assumed Sin City would be too. We walked in and there was like...
It was like a ghost town.
It was like people were actually following the COVID rules in there. Like no one was near anyone. So
yeah, true. So we were
left.
like, let's bounce. Back to Betty and just had a great time in Betty.
We did. So we left bedroom, I think at like 3:30 or something.
Which is kind of when it closes, like they turn the lights on and kick everyone out.
Yeah, I think we left probably right before close.
Yeah.
And so you're probably thinking, okay, then what the heck happened between 3:30 and 6 a.m. for you to get home that late?
Probably like 6:15, 6:30.
I think it was, yeah. We couldn't get an Uber from Cavill at all.
Yeah.
Could not get one. They just kept cancelling them.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay, well, maybe we should just walk a bit away from Cavill because no one wants to pick up drunk people. That's probably the problem. So we started walking like kind of towards my house. It's like a 10 to 15 minute drive.
Yeah.
Right? An hour and a half later, we're still walking because we kept trying the Uber thing and it wasn't working. It took us 2 hours to walk all the way back to my parents' house.
We walked home after a night out.
2 hours.
And the thing was, we were walking and it was still dark.
Yeah.
And it was a nice breeze and we were like, oh, this is such a nice walk.
Yeah.
Like we were like, look at the stars, and we're walking near the water and we were like, I felt like the main character.
Yeah.
I was like, look at our life. Like I feel so great. Like
it was nice.
We had such a nice night. Anyway, 2 hours later and the sun is completely up.
Yeah.
People are running past us like on their morning runs.
Yeah.
Amy's holding her shoes.
Mm-hmm. And they weren't even heels. I was wearing flats. I just had the worst blisters and my feet were all swollen. So I was like, stuff this. I'm taking them off.
And we look like we had the biggest night. And to like top it off, we were singing as we were walking.
Yeah. We had a little sing along. Keep the spirits high.
Yep.
A bit of driver's license.
Yep.
Olivia
A
Rodrigo.
little bit of, we got some Miley Cyrus in there.
A little bit.
Some musical theatre tunes we were pumping out.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? We were at that point where we actually didn't care if people were looking at us like we were crackheads.
We already looked tragic, so why not add fuel to the fire?
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. So we did walk for like over 2 hours. It was 6.8 Ks.
6.8 Ks.
After a full night out.
So it shouldn't have taken us 2 hours, but it did. It took us 2 hours.
We were dawdling.
Yeah.
And you know what? By the time we got home and went to bed, we had been out for 12 hours.
12 hours.
We were out on the town for 12 hours.
Mm-hmm. And 2 of those were walking. Oh, shit, you too.
Yeah. But yeah, so it was great to... we started off that day... with our exercise already done. So all we had to do was go to sleep and then just sleep for the rest of the day.
By the time we went to bed at 6 a.m, we'd done 16,000 steps. We woke up at lunchtime and all of our steps were in for the day. It was great.
Yeah, and then all I did was just go back to bed the whole day. Oh, God. But the reason that we decided to walk was just because it was so busy on Cavill. Mm-hmm. And also, we were talking to these boys who recognized us from the podcast.
Well, according to the one that like came up, so he recognized Abby and he came up to Abby.
No, he actually recognized me when we were in the club.
Yeah.
And so I was on the girls only dance stage and I was tearing it up. Okay?
As she does.
I hear these people go, Abby, Abby. And I was like, what's that? Turn around. And there's these people pointing at me. And then they start waving. Yeah. And then like a come over here gesture.
Yeah.
And I just kind of looked at them and I was like, I've never seen those boys before in my life. And I was like, I'll just wave. And so I was just standing there waving for like 5 seconds and then I just turned around and like just kept dancing. So anyway, they did approach us later.
Yeah. And so Abby went up to them and was like, do I know you from, I'm really sorry, but like, do I know you from somewhere or something? Anyway, one of them was like, yeah, I've matched with you on Tinder. You told me to go listen to the podcast. And so Abby was like trying to find him on Tinder to like find their conversation. Yeah. And he knew your name. So it was like a bit.
But he knew Amy as well.
Yeah.
And all of his other friends were there. And so he was like, guys, this is Abby. And Amy. And Amy's like, how do you even know who I am? Anyway, so then...
He was like, they have a podcast. They have a podcast.
Blah, blah, blah. And he was telling us about all the stuff that he'd listened to on the
I hope he's watching this.
He listened to all of it. He probably has. Anyway, I didn't know his name. And it would have been rude for me to then ask for his name because he knew what my name was and your name and was introducing us to all of his friends, whatever. So I pulled out my phone, went on Tinder... And I just said, okay, I don't know his name. Yeah. So I'm going to have to figure it out somehow. I asked him how to spell his name.
Mm-hmm. That's subtle. That's a good way to,
I was like, I actually thought that I was Einstein
onto something,
in that moment. So I looked at him and I said, so how do you spell your name? And he just looks at me and he goes, S-A-M. And then I was like,
Abby was like, yeah, that's probably how I'd spell it too.
That's how, yep. No, some people spell it a little different. So, yeah, okay, whatever. Anyway, he wasn't even in any of my matches or any of my conversations. So God knows
where that came from.
How that happened.
But we hope you're well, SAM.
Yeah. I hope so too. And I hope you're enjoying the TikToks and the podcast.
But to be fair, this is a segue, not a personal attack. Abby does sometimes have some issues with spelling. Is that wrong?
I thought you were going to stop after issues. And I was agreeing then. I would absolutely agree with that.
I reckon Abby asked me to help her spell something at least 4 times a day.
4 times. I was going to say at least once.
It's pretty regular.
So it's surprising because I love my parents and they gave me a great education. I went to a great school, great. Like, I'm so grateful for that. Thank you, Mum and Dad. But I've always had a problem with spelling. I don't have any kind of diagnosis with a spelling thing.
Disease.
Not disease. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So it's just how my brain works or doesn't work in the fact of spelling.
I actually wanted to ask you about this because when you ask me to spell a word, I can see the word in my head. Like, I can see the full thing. And that's how I know how it's spelled. I guess your brain just isn't wired that way. Does that just not happen?
Oh, no, I can't see the word.
Right.
I'm actually the way that I learn is the listening way.
Right, okay.
So, another story, but I used to play piano.
Yeah.
And I still do. And the only way that I would play piano is by listening to something and then I can play it.
Right.
I could never read sheet music.
Yeah.
So everything, my entire life, I've always been the listening learner, whatever that's called. So when I go to spell something, I listen to how it sounds and spell it that way, if that makes sense.
Okay. Well, we thought we'd do a spelling bee anyway. So I've written down some words that I want Abby to try and spell. Okay, Abby, your first word is...
I'm so nervous.
Surprise.
Surprise. S U R P R I S E. Surprise.
That's correct.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Woo!
Right. Only downhill from here.
Okay.
Let's go.
Your next word, Abby. I put this in here because I've seen you spell it wrong before.
Oh no.
Alcohol.
Alcohol. And you think that I should be able to spell it because it's one of my passions in life. But okay. ALCHOAL. Alcohol.
Not quite. ALCOHOL.
Where's the A? Or the second A?
There's only one A in alcohol. Okay, next word.
No, I'm going to be pinned as this dumb chick. Okay, whatever.
February.
February. FEBURARY. February.
That's how most people spell it.
Oh, what?
But it's actually FEBRUARY. So it's February.
That should be illegal.
I think maybe the Aussie accent just pronounces it wrong.
I think they changed it. I think that's a Mandela effect that they've changed it.
No, I remember learning that.
When the hell was Wednesday spelt Wednesday?
I was going to put Wednesday instead of February.
Really?
And
okay, that's the only one. That's full Mandela effect. Why is it Wednesday? I was taught Wednesday. When was it Wednesday?
I think it's always... Anyway, let's move on.
Okay.
Your next word is... Definitely.
How many letters are in that word?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10. Okay. Definitely. DEFF. Def in INATLY. Or is it EN?
Well, there's only one F to be with. So I'm going to have to put that as a on the board. Your next word. Let's go one more. One more?
Yeah.
Your next word is beginning.
Okay. How many letters are in that word?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9.
Beginning.
Mm-hmm.
BEG.
Mm-hmm.
INNI
That's correct. Woo! That's 2 right.
Yay! Okay.
But the other thing I just want to really quickly touch on is the way you just counted that. People who are watching are going to see. I think you went B-E-G and then your pinky finger and then your ring finger. I've never seen anyone count like that.
I count like that.
Go again. Just count to 5 with your fingers.
Oh my God, now I feel self-conscious.
No, that was like, it was just interesting.
Okay, this is how I count to 5. Okay. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That is so bizarre. I've never seen that before.
What do you mean? How do you count to 5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I do get this weird in between, like, because my pinky finger comes up when I lift my ring finger. Is that why you do it?
I've always done it like this.
It actually makes sense because when I do this way, it lifts that finger. But I've just never seen anyone count that way. Anyway, if you're listening, that's not going to make any sense to you.
Well, well, the way that I count, you've never been taught how to count with your fingers.
No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying it's really interesting.
I count thumb, index, middle, pinky, ring. That's how I count my fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That is so interesting.
I've always counted like that. 1, 2. And so if I'm counting to 10, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Wow. That's kind of fun. Anyway.
Well, now we kind of understand how things are wired up there.
I think that's enough words. I'll put you out of your misery.
Okay.
But you got 2 out of, how many did we do? 1,
5, right?
2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 2 out of 5. That's all right.
Could you spell all those words?
Yeah, but I'm a genius. I'm kidding. No, maybe if you said them out loud, I might get one wrong.
Yeah. I think the reason that I can't spell properly is because that I try and spell the way that it sounds.
That audio thing makes sense. I've always been a visual learner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that makes sense why you would picture the word.
Yeah.
See, I just sound out the word.
My goodness. Look at you go today.
I'm growing.
On fire.
Thank you. Fire. F-I-R-E. Fire.
Woohoo! That's 3 out of 6. 50%. Well done.
All right. I think it's time to move on.
Yeah. Next, I wanted to talk about something that I found out this week.
Right.
About the way boys' brains are wired.
Oh, do we really want to jump into that?
It's a big, I know, but this is just a very small part of that. So it turns out this is a boy theory. So if you're watching this and you're a boy and you agree or disagree, please let us know.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
But the source that I heard this from, he's going to be mad I don't say his name, I'm not saying your name, is apparently has had this conversation with several other boys and every boy agrees, right?
Okay.
So I want to make it very clear that I don't think this. Apparently all boys think this. This is what I've been told.
Okay. I'm ready. I'm bracing myself.
This is about having purple hair, right? Not pink.
Before you say that, I have blue hair.
I know. It's not blue. It's not pink. Apparently strictly like the lilac coloured hair on girls.
Okay. So light purple, not a dark purple.
Yeah, no. Well, he just said
general.
purple, but I'm pretty sure it's like the lilac. That's what I picture when.
Okay.
So apparently, according to boys, not according to me, don't get mad at me, all girls with purple hair either A, have a criminal record or will have a criminal record and are really into drugs, is what I've been told this week. Where do you stand on that? Isn't that just a bit of a like...
That's kind of a microphone drop moment, but not in the fact where it's like, whoa, let's go. In the fact where it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And apparently this is not just one person's opinion. Apparently this has been widely discussed.
You know what?
And boys apparently think, or maybe they just haven't met any girls with purple hair yet that haven't been through those things.
I will say something.
Go ahead.
I know a girl with purple hair.
Does she have a criminal record? Or do you think she maybe one day will?
Can I tell you?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's fitting. So
to be fair, but she
does kind of fit the mold. Maybe they're onto Well, there you go. Okay, so
I can only speak from one person I know.
Yeah.
And I would have to agree with that statement.
You have purple hair and you've never committed a crime. Please let us know.
Amy.
Yes, Abby.
Things that feel like a cult, but are not actually a cult.
Okay. Well, the obvious one is F45.
Yeah.
I looked it up
Yeah.
to see how much people pay a week for F45.
Yep.
Keeping in mind, a regular gym membership is what? Like anywhere from...
Depends what gym you're with. Anywhere between, let's say like 10 to 20, $25 a week.
Yep. F45 is $65 a week.
That's a rip-off.
Which works out to $3,380 per year.
And to be fair, they're only, like, you can only go kind of twice a day.
Yeah. And
so if you went 14 times a week, that's not worth 60-something bucks.
No. Isn't that ridiculous? Like, and you can do all of I understand that they, like, have classes and whatever, but you can do group fitness classes at several other gyms.
Yeah.
Or go do those kind of exercises yourself in the gym. I know not everyone, like, works with, like, self-motivation stuff, but, like, $65 a week to be yelled at to do more burpees. I don't understand.
Yeah, no thanks, Tom Hanks. Arbonne. More specifically, pyramid schemes.
Pyramid schemes are a cult. I'm convinced.
The biggest cult there is, I would say.
Absolutely. It's terrifying the way they suck you in.
And the way that they post on their socials saying, I'm my own business owner.
Yeah. Like,
no, you are a part of the pyramid cult.
A cult. Yeah. Good one. Fans of Grey's Anatomy. Is that not the biggest thing ever? Why?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the show.
I haven't seen the show either, but the show is like, what, 16 seasons?
It's something ridiculous.
Crazy. And there's, what, 20-something episodes in each season, and each episode goes for 40 minutes. Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy fans.
I would completely agree. Lululemon.
Yep.
Lululemon's an activewear brand, okay? Uh-huh. And I will say that I am proudly a part of this cult because I own a lot of their activewear. It's incredible. But the fact that they have fitness classes inside the store.
Yeah.
Like, surely they're just all praising their cult leader together while they're doing their Zen yoga inside the activewear store.
And they apparently, like, people who work there go on, like, retreats all the time.
Holidays.
And, like,
that is the biggest cult there is.
Yeah.
I take back what I said about pyramid schemes. Lululemon is the cult.
Yeah. Air frying is a cult. The cult of 2020 is air frying.
Everyone's air frying.
And they're air frying everything.
Where did it come from?
I don't know. I think it must have just been people were shoving whatever they could in their air fryer during the lockdown period.
Yeah, pandemic.
And now it's become this big thing. But people will air fry anything.
Yeah. That's so odd.
Right?
I've never air fried anything, so I don't know. I understand what the, like, the adrenaline that it pumps through you when you do it. But God, maybe we should get an air fryer.
Maybe we should. They actually, like, some of the things they air fry actually come out looking really good. But now I just can't give in because it's such a big thing.
It's too far gone.
Yeah.
It's like you're either fully in it or not at all.
Yeah, or you've missed the train.
Another thing that's like that, car boys.
Yeah. They all sit around and go,
boys who are obsessed, like, I'm not throwing any shade, but boys who are like a car boys, like, they're obsessed with their car. They're like, I got this type of engine and it goes like this. And
it makes this noise.
Exactly. They are in a cult together.
Yeah. My brother was saying the other day, he's 17. And so they can't, like, go out obviously he's underage. So apparently on Saturday night, him and his friends went and parked in the KFC parking lot and sat around and talked about their cars for like 2 hours.
See what I mean? Boring. What is going on?
I don't know. But they're obsessed with their cars.
Yeah.
My car. I have one more.
Yeah.
What's the big thing with bubble tea? Everyone loves bubble tea.
I'm so glad you said that.
Like Cha Time? I've never had one.
No, neither. And for the longest time, I thought it was Chat-im.
Chat-im.
Maybe that just is hand in hand with my spelling kind of brain. But I thought it was Chat-im. And I was like, why would you call your company Chat? Like, that's chat. I don't know if people understand, but chat means gross.
Yeah.
Ew.
No, well, it's Cha Time.
Chat. I have realised that now. But what's the thing with the bubbles?
People love them.
And you know that they're not just sweet drinks. So I thought it was kind of a lemonade with bubble things.
Right, yeah.
No, milk.
Yeah.
And people get tea, like black tea, and have the bubbles. And do the bubbles, like, pop? Are they solid? Or are they like jelly?
I've never had one. I don't know. But people who do drink them
are a fiend for them. They will Uber Eats.
Char time.
Yeah. Drinks.
Yeah. If you have any other cult-like things, please leave them down below.
Yeah.
Isn't that...
Girls with podcasts.
Yeah. Yeah, people will find a way to make it
start our own cult.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If anyone wants to join our cult...
We'll be here.
Let us know.
Every week.
Shit we don't understand.
Shit we do not understand. Understand.
Ooh.
UNDERSTAND. Understand.
I think that was right. I didn't know what you were doing at the start, so I wasn't paying attention.
I'm having a glitch.
I thought you were... Because you said
praising
understand.
my cult leader.
I thought you were like rapping. I was like, it's still going. It's a long intro today. Anyway, yeah, so it's my turn to guess this week.
Yeah, what are you guessing?
I want to know, when you take Nurofen, how does it know like where the pain is? You know, like how does it know where to go and like what to help with?
Okay.
That's what I want to know.
Really not know.
I've never thought about it.
Right. I remember asking my mum years ago when I was young. I used to be really prone to migraines, and I asked my mum
how it
does
works.
it know to fix my migraine, and she told me. I was like, oh.
Well, like the only thing I have in my head right now is like on the ads where like they literally show it going to your breast, but I know that's not what it does.
Oh yeah, but
that's the only thing I've ever
to
known.
The sore ankle.
Yeah. So like when I was younger, that's probably what I thought. Okay, my first guess is that maybe when you take Nurofen or like ibuprofen, it actually like kind of numbs your whole body, but because there's only one part that you can feel pain in, that goes away too.
Okay, numbs it. Like
maybe it. Not numbs it, but like maybe like this is kind of another second guess, but like maybe it does something to your like whatever part of your brain goes, oh, that's in pain, just kind of turns that off.
Oh, okay. Kind of, but the switch thing's not right.
Okay, well maybe it, instead of like switch, does it just like send a message to your brain saying, no, you're not in pain?
No.
Okay, but I was closer before?
Yeah.
Okay, next guess. I don't know. The switch thing is the best I have.
Okay.
But it doesn't numb your whole body, and it doesn't just send a message saying there's no pain.
Yeah, neither of those things.
Okay. Do I have another guess? Maybe it actually doesn't do anything at all. But it's like that thing, you know, when what's that? There's some disease or something that a lot of studying doctors, people that are studying medicine get, where because they've read so many symptoms, they start to feel like they have symptoms of things, but it's all in their head.
Oh, okay.
So maybe it's something like that. Like you take Nurofen and you go, oh, I've taken that, so in about 10 minutes my headache will go away.
Feel better, but you actually
maybe it's a scheme. Is that right? I know that's not right.
I'd be surprised if that was right. No, that's not right. Yes. Do you want me to
please tell
you what's up? Okay, cool. So it doesn't actually know where the pain is. So all those ads where they have the green glowing thing on the pain and then it goes straight there, it doesn't actually know where the pain is. But like it works in the way of like inflammation, I guess. So basically the painkiller is distributed evenly throughout the entire body through your bloodstream, and so your blood pumps through the whole body. Okay. The medicine only reacts with chemicals in your body that is associated with inflammation. So generally when you're injured or when something hurts or whatever, it's inflamed, yeah. And so when the painkillers, that's why it takes like 20 minutes, because it needs to dissolve in your stomach and go sink into your bloodstream and then pumps around your blood, and then whatever area it is, say it's your knee and it's inflamed, it'll pump around your body, but a bit more will kind of pump to
I suppose
the injured area.
Because when something's inflamed, the blood pumps through there more anyway.
Exactly.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
But see, okay, I feel like that's something that I should have been able to figure out. But the idea just didn't
you
come
were
to
on
me.
the right track. You said about like it going through your body, but you said it about numbing, not being distributed.
And then I switched to the brain thing.
Yeah, and then the whole theory doesn't exist thing.
Yeah, that was a wild card. Anyway.
Question of the
podcast. It's not the melody I thought we were going with, so that's why I was a bit off.
Which one were you going?
I'm not sure yet.
I thought we were going to harmonise on podcasts. That's what I was kind of... Ready?
Okay.
Podcast.
Nice.
Would you believe that we've trained in singing?
No one's ever going to hire us when they watch this.
What's the question of the podcast?
This was actually sent in by a listener. Her name is Elise.
Yeah.
And she wants to know...
Thanks, Elise.
Thank you, Elise. What are some things you wish you knew when you were younger? Stop spending so much money at Supray.
Supray's a cult.
Supray is a cult.
Yeah.
And while we're on that, the high side ponytail needs to go, darling.
I did that
My
too.
mum used to tell me that it looks awful. And I'd be like, Mum, you don't understand. No, your mum was right, Amy. I have one other one. This is directed at a younger version of myself, but we're talking about 16 or 17.
Yeah.
What I would do to go back in time, grab 16-year-old Amy by the shoulders, shake her and say, yes, there is such thing as too much fake hair. Because I used to go hard with the Bondi Sands.
No, little Oompa Loompa Amy over there.
It was bad. And I thought it looked natural, you know? I was like, I would come back from like school holidays, orange, and be like, everyone thinks I just had like a really good holiday.
Was your face orange too, or was your face white?
I used to tan my face, but then I'd put makeup over it. Like, awful. Terrible. Don't do that. Don't do that, Amy. Stop.
I wish I knew when I was younger that it's okay. Nobody has their life together.
Yeah.
So like when I was younger, I just assumed because, you know, you look at your parents and whatnot, they married young and all that kind of stuff. I just assumed that I would be married by a certain age, have kids by a certain... not many people have it together.
No.
And I don't have it together. And I am telling myself, oh my gosh, I need to get my stuff together. I need to get my life together, blah, blah, blah. But like, it's okay because nobody actually has it together. I think your 20s, even your 30s as well, you're supposed to be figuring it out. So I wish I knew when I was younger to not put so much pressure on myself to like have it together. What is it? Like you don't even have to have anything together.
Yeah.
You know?
And you know what? Like we'll probably watch this episode back in like 20 years and be like, I wish I could tell those girls not to stress, you know?
Exactly.
Well, if we're on a more serious note, also like I wish, I've said this to the students I teach as well, the ones that are a bit older. Yeah. Like it's okay. Like it does get better after school, you know, like some people probably love school and that's great. But I had a really rough time like during high school and whatever, and was like really shy and whatever. And I always say to people, I feel like my life started after I graduated, you know,
you don't peak in, some people do, but
I definitely didn't peak in high school.
There's life after high school.
Yeah. I wish I could go back and tell myself that because I just was so wrapped up in, you know, and it, you know, everything changes. I keep in contact with one person I graduated with. One.
Yeah, I would have not even a handful of people that I still talk to from high school.
Well, no, I don't believe in regrets. But anyway, whatever. Let's move on. Bye, everyone. Happy 10th episode, Abby.
No. You can't just end it like that.
Well, that's all cut out. They don't know what
we're just discussing some topics that we will cut out.
Yeah. Some things we would tell our younger selves. Okay. Bye, guys.
Interesting, isn't it? It's because it's got all this texture. Thank you for listening. This happens every week, guys.
Yeah.
We get to this point where we are like delusional.
Yeah.
And we kind of just start doing really weird stuff. And then we talk forever on the outro when we don't want you guys to be sitting there going, oh, God, they're still... We just want to like have the outro done.
Yeah.
But we just can never seem to get it together for the outro.
No.
So I assume that was the outro.
I guess so. Thanks, guys.
You guys know what to do.
Follow all the things, like some stuff and rate some other things if you want.
Send us some questions, anything you want us to hear us talk. What about?
Yeah,
cool. About
that was good.
ABOUT about. Thank you for listening to the AA meeting.
Thank you.
And we really appreciate your support.
Yeah.
And we will be signing out any second now, but I just don't know how we are ending this.
We've been recording for an hour and a half.
Really?
Not quite.
That's almost as long as what we walked home from the club.
Full circle.
Maybe 1 week.
Mm.
Why don't we do like podcasts on the go?
Ooh.
So we can walk somewhere and we can be recording as we walk.
Be puffing.
And we can have like a crew, like someone like with the mic, like the microphone, the hanging mic, and someone with the camera, and like someone holding the laptop and shit. That's kind of funny.
Okay. Let us know if you want to hear that.
And we can have people like on the sides, like giving us like energy, like give us the juice, and we're like,
oh, I forgot about the juice.
Yeah, and then we like spit it out. I don't get why people spit out their liquids.
Yeah, they'll swallow it like the rest of us.
Spitters are quitters. And that's how we're leaving it. Cheers.
Cheers.
And the microphones. Nice. We love you.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Sorry about this episode.
Welcome to my up home. I'm Lou Shorty, these my hoes. This is how we run this shit. Piss Olympics, let's go.
Abby, how's your week been? Surely not. We leave that in, I'm sure.
No! It's the popper, I swear.